Okay. Oh.
You guys know where that batch of all the keys is? So it used to be right here.
Hey everyone, welcome to Vintage Breaks. I am J5, coming to you live from the 459. We're about to start our PSA show. Lane will hop on in a little bit. I have Lou on the mic. Well, you guys can't hear him on YouTube.
Yeah, they can't hear me, John.
Yeah, but Facebook, I know you're on.
It's my favorite type of radio.
Facebook will be able to hear you guys. So we do have Facebook chat now coming through, Lou. So you will see Facebook chat.
Yep.
So you'll see Facebook chat here,
Okay.
as you can see, but you won't see it here.
Okay.
The reason I have this up is because you can actually type here. You can't type here.
Okay.
30 seconds.
30 seconds to your left.
Sounds great.
All right, Lou, I'll catch you later.
See you, John.
If you type there, will that reply to people on Facebook or just in
Yes,
the...
that would. Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay, very cool. Sounds good. Hey, Lou, how are you?
Clayton, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. How was your weekend?
Not bad, not bad. Busy. Got about 5 seconds. Why don't we pause for a second? You'll hear the opening, and then we're on.
Sure.
Evening, Leighton.
Good evening, Lou. Good evening, collectors. Welcome to another edition of Vintage Breaks PSA Show. I'm your host, Leighton Sheldon, and we have our good buddy Lou behind the glass. Up in Massachusetts, I'm sure you're reveling in the Red Sox win. Are you not, Lou?
These games are too late, Leighton. I slept in 3 weeks.
I can only imagine. Unfortunately, now I, along with the rest of the New York Yankees, and of course I'm throwing myself in that group, are free to play golf, tennis, watch some TV, or do whatever other sports that we'd like other than watching baseball. I had a good buddy of mine text me yesterday and said, well, for the next several days, I've never, I'm not going to say his name, I've never been a Dodgers fan as much as I am going to be in the next few days. Clearly, he's not a Red Sox fan. And to me, as much as I don't like the Red Sox, I feel like I just have so many dear friends and contacts in the area that I can't say I want the Dodgers to win over the Red Sox or the Red Sox win over the Dodgers. What I hope is it's a 7-game World Series, and it's very exciting.
Well, you know what? Up here, we've got Embrace the Hate tattooed all over us here. Get it from the Patriots, we get it from the Red Sox, we get it from everybody. So we're okay. No one pays attention to you when you're losing. They hate you when you're winning. So
most certainly.
Guess it's a good symptom.
Absolutely. So to get right down to business here, I know that Johnny 5 selected our 4th winner of 5. Next week, we will not only announce our 5th winner in our series of 5 giveaways, but we will actually give away, as you see here, we have 4 cards that we've already announced. We have a T206 Frank Chance. We'll give that away next week. We have a 58 Topps Mickey Mantle All-Star. We'll give that away next week. 81 Topps Larry Bird, 2nd year. I just posted something on our Just Collect Facebook page. Larry Legend is having a museum built in his honor, I believe, in Indiana. I forgot exactly where.
Not in French Lick?
No, it wasn't French. It was French Lick. I would have remembered it in 2 seconds. It was like, maybe the town he was really born in or something, or, his coach was born. I don't know. This is the 4th of the 5th giveaway, a 62 Topps Clemente. And like I said, today we're going to announce the 4th name of 5. Next week we'll announce the 5th name on our Vintage Breaks PSA show, which will be next Tuesday from 4:30 to 5:30 instead of Wednesday.
Right.
And our 4th winner is Russ. Okay, so Russ D, you are our 4th winner of 5. Congratulations, Russ. You, along with the other 3 folks and someone to be named next week, are going to win one of those 4 PSA cards. And then Louis
told me he was a Canadian neighbor.
Russ is a Canadian neighbor, isn't he?
Yeah.
He said that if things get a little bit tougher down there, in the States, as Canadians like to say, he said we can always seek refuge up there. I don't know if he meant Johnny 5 alone or the whole Vintage Breaks team.
We're all good. There's no problem down here.
I'm perfectly fine. In fact,
I'm perfectly fine, yeah.
In fact, even though the Red Sox and the Dodgers are in the series, I'm still going to make it. And I'm really looking forward to the Shriners Convention next week. Not just because it's such a great annual convention and in such a wonderful area of the country up in your neck of the woods, but there's going to be so much extra energy just because of the folks in the area are going to be so excited about what's going to be transpiring in the series. I remember several years ago when the Red Sox won it. I mean, the show was out of control.
What was it?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily in terms of sales, just, I mean, busier than I'd ever seen. People are walking around like, oh my goodness, they just got back from a 3-week vacation in Hawaii. Everyone's ecstatic.
Yep.
Well, let's say everyone, most people.
That was a good win. That the last one, the 2013 season, was a good win because they won it at Fenway, first of all, and that was something, I got to tell you. That was a night. And that was a good team. That was a fun team to root for because they were underdogs. This team's a little bit different. They're just a really good team.
Yes, they are. With a first-time manager. Hey, Heather, how are you? What's up, Barris? What's shaking? Hey, Earl from Earl's World of Collecting and our good buddy Chris from Freedom Cardboard. How are you? What's up, Mike? I did want to take a moment. This is our fifth. It's a little bundle, if you will. This is going to be our fifth prize of 5. So we'll give away this little bundle of packs along with the 4 PSA cards on next Tuesday's show. You still have a chance to win. We have a 5th winner spot available. No purchase necessary. All you need to do is to leave a witty comment, if you will, on our PSA Facebook page during the show. Our management team will evaluate the comments after the show. And as I always say every week, you have something to say about Aunt Jemima syrup and how great it was, we certainly would love to hear from you. It's just likely you're not going to win as the name being taken, as it has nothing to do with collectibles. Or at least not sports collectibles, to be fair.
Well, maybe you could talk about how much they hate the Red Sox and Patriots. Maybe.
Absolutely. You certainly might get my vote. So we have a 1988 Fleer basketball pack, 1984 O-Pee-Chee pack, 1979 O-Pee-Chee baseball, possible Ozzie Smith, and of course, fan favorite, 1989 Score football pack. This little bundle of 4 packs will be the 5th prize that we will give away next week, along with these 4 PSA cards. Really appreciate everyone tuning in the last several weeks to our Vintage Breaks PSA show. We have a lot of fun on here. We open some packs, we chat, we talk sports, we talk food, music, all sorts of stuff.
If you had your choice among these 5 prizes, which would...
Sure. So for me, I gravitate towards this only because...
I thought you'd go for the mantle.
You know, only because even though he's certainly not a household name, or at least not to today's fans, you know, you're holding a piece of American history here. Not to say that if you hold Clemente or Mantle, you're not, but when you're talking about what was going on in the 1910 time period, and oh, by the way, Charles Bray, the collector whose name is across the top there, that is one of the most famous early collectors from our hobby. I just think that as a baseball card nerd like myself, I always love T206s. I don't have a Frank Chance portrait in my collection. And this one, even though it's a 1, I mean, I'll tell you, I've seen a lot worse looking ones.
Right. When I was writing the biographies for the book on the T206 cards, the thing that I walked away from writing the book, the most important thing I walked away from is that 1910, the early 1900s, was very much the same as it is now, and yet totally different at the same time. I kept hearing stories and goes, yeah, that could happen today. It all seemed very familiar, and yet at the same time, there was a lot of wild stuff going on, too.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's what's so cool about it. You can really identify, certainly as a sports fan, as a fan of American history, certain, as you said, whether it be aspects or certain things that transpired back around that time period that certainly could happen today. And then, of course, other things, for example, like if PSA was around in 1911, you think people were going to leave their Ty Cobb cards on the street?
No,
you know, probably not. So, I mean, you know, of course, there's the extreme of that, you know, on both sides. But we are looking forward to give these away next week. Lou, out of curiosity, what would be your choice of these 5 giveaways?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm not a big NBA fan, although the Larry Bird one is enticing. But I think the mantle, just because I like it as a piece of art. First of all, I think it's an interesting.
It's pretty cool.
Art. It's very indicative of the period, and
most definitely.
Mickey Mantle's an icon, of course. So I think I'd go with that one.
All right, Johnny 5. What do you think? What would be your vote out of these 5? What would you go for?
I'd go for the Clemente.
Thought so. So Johnny 5, along with our good buddy Davey, who's a consultant for Just Collecting Vintage Breaks and worked for us full-time several years ago. Dave would definitely go for the Clemente. Clemente certainly has a mystique about him.
1/6? Is that the highest?
Yeah, that's out of all the cards. Well, the Clemente's a 6, but the Bird second year is a 9.
Okay.
And I think the Bird second year in a 10. I bet you it's a pretty good card. You know, we checked out the auction data on PSAcard.com and looked it up. I bet you would be surprised at what a 10 sells for. Meaning it's only a second year. So a lot of folks think, hey, second year 81 basketball, how valuable could it be? I bet you it's at least $250 to $500, but it could be more. You know, I don't think it's the easiest card.
what I'm learning through doing this with you guys and getting involved in the industry a little bit is that, 10s, 9s, and 10s are valuable almost no matter what they are.
Most definitely. And certainly if you, for example, pulled a Tom Maddie and you're going to say, who's that? Out of the 67 Philly pack, which, by the way, we only listed this yesterday. Excuse me. At some point, maybe later in the day or just when the show started last night, this sold out this morning. So we have the luxury and the good fortune of being able to open this live on camera. I have not had a 1967 Philadelphia cello pack probably in 15 years. And this one has Herb Adderley, formerly of the Packers, on the back of it. Very excited. There's some really interesting rookies in here. Guys like Leroy Kelly and Dave Wilcox. So maybe not such big household names, but if you look at... I was going
to say, pardon my ignorance, but Johnny mentioned Leroy Kelly.
Sure.
Okay. I don't remember everybody from 67, but that rings no bells with me whatsoever.
So, well, first, I think Leroy Kelly is a Hall of Famer, which is kind of interesting. But to be fair, right, the football has different standards than baseball. Sure. Second of all, it's about the fact that not just that folks are collecting the 67 Philly set, but as you know, the Football Hall of Fame rookie registry, right? So once again, follow me along here. It's not just that they're rookie cards, but Hall of Fame rookies. Mm-hmm. From this set in particular, the Pop Report, when I was writing them up, was writing this pack up for VintageBreaks.com, I couldn't believe how minuscule it was. So for example, Leroy Kelly, forget about that, I think there's no 10s. I think there's only like 3 9s or 5 9s. Hey Russ, you were the winner this week, congratulations. The Johnny Unitas, so like it's not his rookie, right? It's 10 years in fact after his rookie. The last PSA 9 of Johnny Unitas sold for over $9,000.
Ooh.
And we quoted everyone as saying, hey Ryan, how are you? What's up, Kev? How are you? We're going to talk about your card in a minute, Kevin, so I'm glad you're on. It's incredible that a Johnny Unitas card that's 10 years right after his rookie can bring $9,000 into PSA 9. And oh, by the way, when we said $15,000 for a 10, we're probably light. I try to be conservative, meaning if one actually ever gets pulled and does sell, I'd like it to sell north of the estimate, not south. But with the Unitas with the Unitas PSA 9 selling for about $9,000, and there are no 10s, I think a Unitas 10 could sell for well north of $15,000.
Yeah. Well, Unitas, correct me if I'm wrong, Unitas would be kind of the equivalent of Ruth. I mean, he'd be the iconic early NFL guy, wouldn't he?
I would say more so Namath, and not saying that Namath was better, because that's not what I'm saying. I just think that Namath around here has such a mystique.
Yeah, I think of him as being a little bit more modern, though. Unitas seems...
That's true. A little more vintage. Listen, he was. Right? He was 8 years prior to Namath. It was certainly when the NFL was just getting started. Hey, what's up, Diller? How are you?
Super Bowl.
Yep. And so what's amazing about this pack is it's a small set, and if you were working on either the 67 Philadelphia set on the PSA set registry, or if, for example, you're working on a Green Bay Packer or 67 Philadelphia team set in high grade, or as we just alluded to, you're just looking for some of the Hall of Fame rookies in high grade that may be possible in here, this is the single best way to have your high grade examples coming out of here. Certainly by no means a guarantee, but we found that unopened material, specifically from this time period, gives you the best chance of finding fresh, ungraded, high grade material that we want to send off the PSA. So we're very excited about opening that up in just a few minutes. That sold out, like we said earlier today.
Bob here on Facebook mentions it's Terre Haute, Indiana, with Larry Bird.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the reason why I didn't remember it because it wasn't French Lick.
Yep, that's the only town in Indiana I know, I think.
So check this out. We have a very interesting trio here. Okay, you may notice a common theme. It's all the same card.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the Larry Bird Magic rookie, and Dr. J, of course, is just in the middle for good measure. In the last 3 weeks, we've pulled all 3 of these fresh from packs live on our show on youtube.com/vintagebreaks out of 1980 Topps basketball packs. And if you look at this, so I think this is the one we just pulled last night. This is yours, Kevin. Congratulations once again. We're not only grading that on the House PSA. I think it's got an outside chance at a 9, depends on the centering left to right. But this card, Lou, is known for having a lot of print flaw issues. So meaning snow, right, in the background. Also, some smudges, if you will, along the edges, which I don't see on this card. Very, very clean, gorgeous card.
Now, I was asking John before the show, and he was going over these with me. Would you rather have a 9OC or an 8?
Oh, well, definitely an 8, mainly because an 8's worth more. But in general, so kind of twofold. So in general, if PSA puts an OC qualifier on a grade, for example, as 9, if you wanted to try to figure out what the value of that card was, so if it was a 9OC instead of a 9, I generally tell folks you would knock it down by 2 grades. So a 9OC for a Magic Bird rookie is roughly worth what a PSA 7 would be worth. So in this case, you'd want to have the PSA 8 because your 8's going to be worth a lot more. Let's say, you know, I wouldn't say a lot more, maybe $700, $800, $900 versus a 7 that might be $300 or $400. But I have been saying this for quite some time. I think that the grade of 9OC specifically with PSA, I don't know if I would go as far to say is undervalued, but take away for a minute the actual grade that it says 9OC. So understand that 20, 30, you know, years ago, maybe even 15, well, 20, probably 20, 30 years ago, Lou, when folks were trading vintage cards, buying and selling them at conventions, and this is, you know, well before the days of PSA, a card was mint, whether it was kind of centered or not. And so what I think is fascinating is we know, certainly you could look at the pop reports on PSA and study them, that high-grade cards that are centered are so rare that even though some folks say that having a qualifier, so in this case an OC, off-centered qualifier, is quote-unquote the kiss of death, I kind of look at the opposite. Meaning, would you not like to have a Magic Bird rookie that was gorgeous, sharp, fresh from a pack, that even though it was a little bit off-centered, you got a substantial discount on that card?
Right.
And so let's put it in perspective, right? And so I don't know the current exact market on 8s and 7s, but I'm using some rough numbers. So if an 8 is, I don't know, 7 and 9 hunch. What's up, JP? How are you? Or a 6 is, let's say, roughly, so an 8 is 7, 8 hunch, and then let's say a 7 is, 3 to 4 hunch. So let's say a 6 is 250. So my point is, you could buy this card for, let's say, I don't know, 35, 40% of an 8 if you were willing to accept an 8OC, meaning a 6.
Right.
So then the question I want to put back on you, Lou, would you rather own it, have it be really sharp, which is a tad off-centered, and have $500 to spare on something else, or would you rather have the higher quality Magic Bird rookie? That's what I'd like to know.
That probably depends on whether you're doing an investment purchase or whether you just want the card. If you just want the card, you take the little OC, right? In fact, that one doesn't jump off the page at you.
No, this is a gorgeous card. Yeah, this is a gorgeous card.
So you take the discount.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of folks would do that. This is Eric's card. Eric G hit, this is insane. Magic Bird rookies growing here. They're coming out of the woodwork. So this is another pack fresh pull. So what's interesting to me, if you look, the first one, right, a little bit off left to right. This one, a little bit off right to left.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you, you had no idea what was going on at the factory, Lou, in 1980. Like, was Hilda on, did she have a rough night on a bender the night before? And by the way, Hilda's the person I think who was cutting the cards that day.
Yeah.
And, was the next day Mr. Smith, he was feeling more on the other side of the boat, and so that's why it was cut like this?
Well, they're not building rocket ships there. They're cutting cards, so I'm guessing there's just some variance in the process.
Absolutely. Mr. K.A. Gert said he's streaming us on Roku, so apparently I'm on the big screen. I got to tell you, there's not often in my life I've been on the big screen, but I'm thrilled. Thank you very much, Mr. K.A.G.
New Roku guy. That kind of excites me. Roku guy.
Yeah. Ernie says he'd take an OC, would look good in my collection. Now, look at this beauty. I mean, are you kidding me? This is Jim's. Jim, by the way, is from up in your area. I'm hoping to meet him next week at the Shriners Auditorium Convention, which, by the way, Vintage Breaks and Just Collect will be there with Johnny Five and myself from Friday through Sunday. Are you kidding me? This card is ridiculous. Now, although it's got the smallest slight bit of smudge right there, I mean, Lou, this thing is dead nut centered.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, this has been a lot of fun the last few weeks. Great run of cards. I'm going to give these back to you so I do not lose them or take them home with me, John. So before we open up the 67 Philly pack, I wanted to where is the... I don't think that's it. So John, there. I'm looking for the... Yep, there we go. So we've announced next Tuesday that we're not only doing just the 5 giveaways, Lou, but we're doing one of those patented big Vintage Breaks nights where at midnight next Tuesday, so this upcoming Tuesday the 30th, we're Super Tuesday. I like that. Super Tuesday.
Yeah, John came up with that. Yeah.
Yep, I like that. We're not only going to be doing our PSA Vintage Break show at 4:30 to 5:30 that day.
So we kicked that off. What kind of Dix Phil Notch on Super Tuesday?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, no, like we're the pregame show. It's the best pregame show around.
We're the opener.
Yeah, we're the opener. So we're going to be doing that next Tuesday, and then from 5:30. Hey, what's up, Jason? How are you? From 5:30 to midnight that night, we're going to be broadcasting live on YouTube.com/VintageBreaks. And at midnight that night, Lou, just like we did a few weeks back, anyone who buys a spot of any kind from Monday of next week all the way till Tuesday at midnight, you're going to get one entry into our midnight promo on Super Tuesday. John, I already love it. It's flowing off the tongue, bud. So at midnight that night, Lou, we've upped the ante. We're giving away $2,000 in prizes and giveaways, over 20 different prizes. And so I have that list here. But for example, we're giving away a 53. How cool is this? We're just giving this away. So you can buy a spot as cheap as $3 on VintageBreaks.com, and you can win one of the most iconic cards of the last 75 years that Topps has ever made.
Wow.
How cool is that?
That's very cool.
It's a piece of art, as you said, in your hands. It also happens to look a little bit nicer than a 2.5. And when I saw this, I thought it was perfect for the Vintage Breaks and PSA community. Very excited about that. So that'll be one of the 20 giveaways. We're also giving away a Reggie Jackson graded rookie, 3.5. We're also giving away a number of break credits, Lou, including a $500 break credit, a $250 break credit, a pair of $100 break credits, 5 $50 break credits, 5 $25 break credits. We also have a 1952 Topps Set Breaks on our site, which now has less than 100 spots left. We're giving away a spot in that. You can get a Mickey Mantle 52 Topps worth about 20 grand. We're giving away a spot in that break. We're giving away spots in a 72 Topps Football Second Series wax pack, 75 Topps Baseball solo pack. It's going to be out of control.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And you have to purchase $100 in breaks or $100 in anything.
So all you have to do to get into the big giveaway next Tuesday is on Monday or Tuesday, believe it or not, you can buy a spot of any kind and any cost. So one spot purchased for as little as $3 gets you one entry.
Okay.
If you buy 10 spots, doesn't matter how much they cost per spot, you're going to get 10 entries into the giveaway. And so what we do is we take all those entries at the end of the night, we put them on the screen, we use random.org so everyone can see them during our show, and then the top 20 names. And so theoretically, Lou, if you bought, 20 spots, it's possible you could go 20 for 20. If you did, I would immediately buy every lottery ticket in the country and in the world. Right. But the point is, if you buy one spot, the most you can win is one prize. But if you buy 5 spots with 5 names in the pool, you could potentially win 5 prizes.
Excellent.
Yep, it's very cool. So we're on top of the chat here.
That looks like it's working.
Yeah, I'm very excited. So chat's all good.
Yeah.
Great. So we've now figured out our Facebook chat problem, Lou, where I believe the Facebook chat, at least from Vintage Breaks, PSA, right. We don't have it tied in direct. We rely on you for that. But our Facebook chat on Vintage Breaks is now coming through direct on our stream. And Chris from Freedom Cardboard has done a great job keeping us up with the latest technology. Very much appreciate that.
Stan Orr kind of challenged me. Remember I said Johnny Unitas might be the equivalent of Babe Ruth?
Yes.
He said Bart Starr, which I think is a good choice.
I think Bart Starr is a good choice, and I always say this, and this is for Scotty. Otto Graham is reported to be one of the greatest, unheralded champions in all the 4 major sports. I believe he has 10 titles, which is just disgusting. Considering Cleveland doesn't win anything anymore.
Are there cards of Otto Graham?
Oh yeah, he's got a 1950 Bowman rookie, which is probably fairly underpriced. Considering where it is versus some of the other great rookie cards of the time period. So some of the other packs that we're saving just for next Tuesday's event, we have one more 1954 Bowman football pack. We've had this a couple times. It's a small set, 128 cards, possible George Blanda rookie, amongst some other great Hall of Famers, Y.A. Tittle, and others. That's going to be awesome. We're listing that next Tuesday. So once again, Lou, we will not list that before.
Anyone have a collection of all George Blanda's 55, 60 cards? How many years he played?
It's. I bet you if you look, that would be a great question if someone could check this out in the registry. How many folks on the registry are collecting George Blanda cards? And I bet you it's That shit's a handful, that's for sure. He was pretty popular. He played forever.
He did. Almost as long as Brady.
Second series 71 Topps baseball pack. We just had a third series pack. Only 71 Topps baseball second series pack available on the internet. This one actually features a Rod Carew on the back. Now, John, we just did the research yesterday. Who else was possible in this pack? Seaver. K-Line. Johnny Bench, which, like, there was almost no 9s, let alone 10s. So what's crazy, Lou, on this product, for example, some of the 9s, forget about 10s, the 9s bring thousands of dollars.
Right.
So if you get a 10, I mean, you have to call the police. It's going to be great. So I'm really looking forward to next Tuesday. We're going to go all out. Once again, that will not be listed until next week. Of course, this is a classic. We've had this before, but we only have one in stock, and they're certainly getting harder to find. 1979 O-Pee-Chee Hockey Pack. Your best chance at getting a Gem Mint Wayne Gretzky rookie. Oh, by the way, the last PSA 10 that sold at public auction of a Wayne Gretzky rookie sold for over $400,000.
Holy cow.
Unbelievable. So that'll be listed for next Tuesday as well.
So wait, is Gretzky's rookie considered his first NHL card or his first WHA card?
So, the thing is, I'm not a Gretzky expert by any means. He has a number of cards from the late 70s that I believe, if you will, have gotten some interest and some play. I don't profess to know one versus the other. Mm-hmm. I just know that tried and true, that his best rookie possible, is possible out of this pack, 79 O-Pee-Chee. And a good buddy of mine, Mark Chuteau from Classic Auctions, north of the border, who I'm hoping to see just in a few weeks in Toronto at the Expo Center, runs an incredible hockey auction. So check it out. For all of you diehard hockey fans out there, he runs the best hockey auction, not just in North America, but in the world. It's unbelievable. Check it out. ClassicAuctions.net, I believe, is the site.
He's scheduled on the Great American Collector Show tonight.
Wow, is he really?
Yep.
That's we'll tell Mark he doesn't owe me anything other than a very nice steak dinner for the shout-out. Mark is great. In fact, I believe the last time I was in Toronto, I didn't stay the whole show, and Mark can attest to the story later on in the show, but the Rangers were in the playoffs, which they may not be returning to the playoffs for a while, unfortunately now. The New York Rangers, by the way, in hockey.
Right.
So, long story short, we're at a local Canadian bar. It might have been a chain. I don't quite remember. It's after the convention, so let's say it's a Friday or a Saturday. I'm going home that night or the next morning, so I'm not going to see the guys. And I sit at the bar, like we all order drinks and food, and we're all having a great time. And the Rangers are on, and I'm cheering for them. And like you could literally hear a pin drop. I'm looking all around the room. People are looking at me like, "What the F are you doing here? Like, are you lost?"
Yeah.
And it was funny because I don't remember the exact scenario. So maybe, like, let's say the Canadians weren't quite good enough at that time. They weren't in the playoffs, or maybe Toronto wasn't in the playoffs. And the point is that they were saying that as much as, maybe their team, respectively Canadian team, wasn't in it, that they would very much cheer for any of the other Canadian teams first before the New York Rangers. So, listen, after a few funnies, I made some friends that day and can't wait to return. So, Mark, buddy, I hope your auction kicks butt and, everything sells for a ton of money. Looking forward to seeing you and the crew up there in just a few weeks in Toronto.
Beautiful city. I love Toronto.
Great. So, John, let's get started here. We are Vintage Breaks after all. Let's get to some breaking. We have to put the goggles on. Have not had one of these in a very, very long time.
Looking for a Johnny Unitas, a Leroy Kelly, and a Tom Matty.
No reserve auction. I didn't realize it was so tough. I knew it was kind of tough. I think it sold for several $1,000s. And since then, there's only been a couple more 8s graded and still no 9s. I bet you a 9 would bring $5,000, and that's for a guy you've never heard of before today's show, I can guarantee it.
Right, yeah.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Nick, welcome to the show. Good afternoon, collectors. You got to get that down. Did you still watch the movie Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, such a great movie. Now, granted, it came out when I was much younger, but the way he does Good Morning, I aspire to do it like that for Good Morning collectors, Good Afternoon collectors. It'll be great.
Well, in a couple weeks, when you have that Z cut into the back of your head, you can pull one of those off. That'll help you.
You're right. I just need to be in a different frame of mind.
That's right.
All right, 5 on the dice. Hey, Dr. Fox, what's shaking? We're going to randomize the list 5 times. For those of you who are not so familiar with our process here at Vintage Breaks, we take all the names who are in on our respective break, as you can see in front of us. Good luck to Jim, Dino, Kenneth, Jason, Aaron, Ted, Kenneth, Kev, and Dom. A few of you have a few spots. Good luck to everyone. Now, to be clear here, Lou, we've sold this as 12 spots. We believe it is 12. If it comes in at 12 cards plus the transfer, the tattoo, because PSA does grade those, we're going to give away that tattoo transfer as a freebie. If there's only 11 cards plus the tattoo transfer, we're going to give someone a refund for the 12th card, and we'll still give away that transfer.
Okay.
That's just the deal. You never know, and because 67 Philly football is so rare, it's impossible to know. I believe there's 12, but we'll see. All right, J5, let's get down to it. Get our tools out.
I don't see many familiar names there. James Chu, right? We know him.
Oh, Jim's from, actually, that one of those 3 Magic Johnson rookies was Jim's card that we're sending out to PSA for him. So let's talk a little Halloween right now, Lou. What kind of candy do you, and if you don't give out candy anymore, what kind of candy did you give out the last Halloween that you gave out candy?
Oh, I tend towards the more chocolate stuff, the Reese's, some Snickers, some of that type of thing there.
So I agree with you. And my beautiful wife had bought some chocolates, right, some Reese's for the neighborhood.
Right.
The only problem is she didn't tell me that she left them in the car.
Uh-oh.
And so the thing is, although they are wrapped, the other day I was moving some stuff around the second seat, trying to clean up just a little bit, you know, keep it clean for you, honey. And the problem is, all the chocolate has been getting beat down by the sun.
Yep.
So I'm not sure we're going to be giving out that chocolate.
So was this your conspiracy to get yourself some chocolate around the house and get some more Halloween candy?
Hey, listen, I was thrilled. I was thrilled to find it in the car, and you know, listen, you know, truth be told, I almost busted it open. But then when I realized that it wasn't bought like that morning, and it was sitting there for days, like melting and then reforming and then melting.
Yeah.
The very thought of eating a single piece kind of turned my stomach.
I have some experience in this, and once it melts in the car, it doesn't quite taste the same.
No, until I guess it sounds like you're a seasoned veteran. What happened to you, Lou?
Oh no, with me it works with I've got a bunch of protein bars, and
okay.
Time in the summer, and they melt, and then they just don't taste right afterwards.
No, I can imagine they don't. So we're taking our time here.
Oh, with some Reese's Pieces or Reese's Cups or something, I might take a chance.
Absolutely. All right, so let's just. Oh, there we go. A little more difficult than we would have liked. Maybe some shrapnel there. No, I think we're gonna make it. I'm not gonna go on the DL. I'm gonna play through it. Okay, so let's get this open. So the first card will be coming out right from here. Let's move some of this debris, John. Clean up the rest later. There we go. Beautiful. All right.
Jason Maya says, and count the number of licks to get to the center. What are we talking about here? Not Reese's Cups, right?
I think those are Tootsie Pops.
Yeah. No, popsicles or something. Jason, help me out here.
Oh, we did suffer a small injury.
Uh-oh.
Not too many on the show, so stay on the alert. If I faint, you know what happens.
It's not a concern, but don't bleed on the cards.
Yeah, absolutely. Charles said this is hysterical because I have been saving some of the gum for a while. Charles said that, disgusting.
Oh, no,
I'm giving out the gum from the old packs to the bad kids in the neighborhood.
What's going on in Child's life that he comes up with that?
I'm not sure. We're not going to go any deeper into that, but I did find it funny, and I wanted to make sure that we said something.
You'll get a visit from the CDC.
Oh my goodness! If that's not the only folks. So James, you're going to get the first card. Dom, you're going to get the last card. Assuming there's 12, that will be yours. If not, then obviously we told you folks how we'll deal with it.
Don't even put that thought in anybody's head.
Yeah. All right, so once again, that was the top card. That's where we'll go. Okay. Good luck, everyone. Jim, you're up first. By the way, Jim did a cool little shout out to us. He was at the Sox game, and tagged Vintage Breaks, and said, "Hey, fellow breakers!" I just saw it this afternoon. Thought it was kind of cool. Oh, very cool. I believe this is Dave Robinson's rookie. I did not know he was on the pack. For those out there, I don't know my Football Hall of Fame the way I should, but I believe he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You folks can check for us, and I believe he's a fairly tough pop. Oh, great. So look at this. Johnny 5 on the spot. We have the pop report at psacard.com open already. Dave Robinson, 38 9s, only 2 10s. This looks more of like a PSA 8 to me. But I believe it's a Hall of Fame rookie. Some of you folks out there in the home audience can check that out. Oh, Victoria, I saw you popped in there, voted for Reese's?
Yes.
All right. All right, spot 2. Excuse me. Spot 2. There we go. Wow. User cards are very sharp. 67 Philly is notoriously tough to find in high grade. So for you set builders out there, Lou, this pack was the one to be in on. I mean, this is cool. Charlie G. Outside chance at a 9 based on first glance in the centering and such. That's yours, Dino.
I mean this in a good way, but it doesn't look like 67. It looks a little bit more advanced or a little bit more contemporary, the design of it.
You know, let's reserve judgment until we see a few more cards.
Okay.
Oh, this is cool. So this is a Cleveland Brown in-action card that features a rookie Leroy Kelly. So it's not his rookie card, but it is an in-action of the Cleveland Browns featuring Leroy Kelly. And that's going out to Kenneth M. Congratulations, Kenneth.
I see the NFL logo, so the NFL was involved in this at this point.
Yes.
Yep.
Spot 4. Very nice. Louis Kerlowak. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but I can tell you I'm sure that's a nice card. Wow. Look at that card.
Kerouac, maybe?
Chance at a 9. That's yours, Jason M. We're happy to grade that on the house for you. Oh, very good idea. So John's going to have us look up the pop report. Card number 5. You can find the pop report psacard.com. Very cool. So there's only 9 9s of this card, no 10s. Doesn't look quite a 10 quality. Possible 9. Former Falcon. Very cool.
Did we establish that David Robinson was a rookie card?
No, it didn't, but if you could Google that, I think it is. John or Victoria, if you want to Google Dave Robinson Packers.
Robinson went into the Hall of Fame as late as 2013, I'm being told.
He's a Hall of Famer. Wow, great. All right, spot 5. Ernie Wheelwright. He's got kind of a crazy look about him here, Lou. He really does.
Yes, he does.
That's Aaron. That's your card. Minnesota Vikings team logo card, spot 6. So even though it doesn't feature a player, Lou, these still are important because if you're looking to complete the 67 Philly set in high grade with PSA, you need this card like every other one.
Okay, wait a second. I'm thinking who it pulled so far and wondering if it's answering my question, but these are not AFC teams, right? So there'll be no Pat the Patriot in here. Is it just NFL?
Yes, correct.
Yep. Stano says it's a rookie card.
Great. Spot 7. Bobby Skoronski, former Packer. That is yours, Kenneth. Very nice card. So once again, probably not a 9 with that centering. Looks like it could 8. You know, I would grade that card if it was me. Kenneth will grade that for you if you'd like.
Looks like Kevin Costner's brother.
A little bit, yeah. I didn't quite know who I was thinking of, but I think that was the name I was looking for. Dave Lloyd, spot 8.
Handsome man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Probably more like a 9OC. Ted H, that's yours. Kev, who was the big winner of the 1980 Topps Pack Fresh Magic Bird Rookie last night. This is your card, card 9. Johnny Rowland.
Stan says a PSA 8 David Robinson, $100.
Very cool. Yeah, it's pretty good in a 9+ me in terms of dollar value. Johnny Rowland, this looks like a nice card. Possible chance at a 9.
Nice
Depends
card.
on that centering. That's Kevin. Let's check out the pop report just out of curiosity.
Bob tells us on the chat here on PSA on the Facebook page, Topps produced AFL cards and Philadelphia produced the NFL cards.
Yep. There we go. So 13 nines on that card. Here we go. Spot 10. Wow. So this is probably the nicest condition card, or one of the nicest condition cards in the pack. I'm definitely going to look at the pop on this. Clancy Williams. You're not going to get much better out of a pack than that, Lou.
Yeah, look at that.
That's yours, Kev. Congratulations. So let's check out card number 95. And that is 21 nines, no 10s.
No 10s. What do you think? Does it have a shot?
The centering looks just a smidge off top to bottom for a 10, but I'll tell you, it's probably one of the nicest nines out there. And, you know, until you measure it, you don't really know. That's a gorgeous card. I would definitely get that graded, Kev. We'll do it on the house for you if you'd like. Spot 11 coming up. There are 12 cards in the cellar, which is great. There might even be more than 12. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And if there's more than 12, of course, we'll random it off. Ordell. What kind of name is that, Lou?
Ordell Brassey?
But I mean, like, if it said, drop the R and that was Odell, I'm like, all right, you know, Ordell, like Ordell Animal Hospital is an animal hospital in New Jersey where my dog with epilepsy gets treated. But there's no, it's weird. So that's yours, Dom. Spot 11. Looks to be a PSA 8 quality.
Stan says a PSA 9, and I think it was the previous card we talked about